Drink up.
Amaya to cry.
Drink up.
Stuff is now a legal poison taster. Stuff celebrates 27 months of membership. I was told I had time to do legs, this was not the case. Happy 3rd member baby.
Drink up. Drink up.
I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what I could be forgetting. Hi, long time no see. Sorry, I've been fucking dead as per usual. Dude, I'm so sick of my alerts breaking every goddamn time. What even is this? What is this one? What is this bottom one? I don't even know. Is it this one? Fuck. Shit. Why are there two? Okay, it's not this. It's not that. What? Oh my god. No wonder it was... I fucked up, yo. Hi, how are you? It turns out that this link was replaced this entire time. Big oof indeed. Welcome back. Thank you for the rememberships, everyone. I hope you've been well. I hope that everyone who went to Offkai had a good Offkai. What did you guys get up to in the 2 weeks I was dead? Sorry, I did not want to I guess not stream for 2 weeks, but my health has been yikers. It's been very yikers. Work mainly. It's always surprising that you have a job. All the time. Are you better now though? No. Arguably my health is getting worse. Cardinal because accused previous was successful guild leader. Yeah, because of lack of her. Understandable. That's what you should do. Bottle your tears. Send it. You should have sent it to the Glitch Stars booth so I could receive it. It was lovely seeing you guys at Offkai, by the way. I wanted to do a stream after Offkai, to be honest, but I was like, yo, everyone's probably tired. Everyone's tired going through the con, doing so much. But I digress. Let me just fix this real quick. Dude, there are children laughing outside, and it's concerning how happy they are. They're riding bikes. They're riding bikes and they're like dinging their little bells, having a childhood. It's kind of crazy. Oh, you have a little flower. That's so cute. What the heck? Wow, that's a really nice badge, Soul. Hi. Hi, Skizzer. Where is it? Oh, yo, I might be cooked. Shit. Whatever. This is the closest I get. I was wondering why it broke. Here. It's the wrong overlay, that's why. Oh, shit. Okay, it wasn't that either. Apparently that wasn't the link, guys. But it worked just fine in the other one. Whatever. I'll fix it later. Story from 3 days ago. Everyone I've told it to express their surprise and confusion among other reactions. Okay, tell me the story. Oh, shoot, I forgot to do this. What is my luck that you always start streaming or ending stream as soon as I'm getting something to eat? Well, you see, that's the Amaya RNG rubbing off on you. But yeah, I guess to give some updates, since it's been like 2 weeks since I've existed on this mortal plane of the internet. Oh gosh, what have I been doing? Sleeping. I've been doing a lot of sleeping. I've been very tired and drained because my life is oh so hard. Worked 11 hours? Try sleeping 11 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Let's got it. You did well. That's true. You can't let your perfect attendance slip. If you notice me getting like more miserable and more tired than usual, it's probably because of my period. Anyways, I've decided I will finally see a doctor at this point because unfortunately, one issue has turned to 2 and 2 issues have turned to 3 and blah 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 blah. It is it's not anything, it's not any one thing that's super bad, right? It's more just like a culmination of things, you know, if that makes sense. I'm drunk for my birthday. Today's your birthday, Jess? Happy birthday! Oh my gosh! Do you want to say how old you're turning? Do you? But once again, here, let me list you all. Welcome back, Chewy. Welcome back, Goku. Welcome back, Max. Welcome back, Nate. Welcome back, Derpy. Welcome back, Alex. Welcome back, Malkosh. Welcome back, Nori. Welcome back, Aki. Thank you all very much. Yes, let's give Jess a happy birthday. Give her all the love. Babu, really? Are you that Babu? Oh, I don't know what you guys define as Babu, in all fairness. So my boss offered an all-expenses-paid work convention trip to Taiwan. My ex will be going. Her boyfriend will not. She's threatening me to go. She wants to room with me. I've also been on a daily midnight call with her for the past week. No part of this story has been exaggerated for dramatical purposes. Fully true story. Huh. You guys are both being shitty people. That's my opinion. That's my numero uno opinion. Why are you entertaining someone like that? And why is she going to you? Dude, this is a tale as old as time. I've seen this before. Actually, I will say there was a period in my life. You are past this period. You should know better, right? But there's a period in my life where I'm pretty sure this person liked me in hindsight, but I had no idea at the time. Genuinely no idea. I thought it was completely innocent. Where they would like call me a lot and they would like ask me to sing them lullabies. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah. I didn't think it was weird because it actually was not that uncommon for it to happen. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I didn't think it was weird because it was kind of like, I used to be a lot more soft-spoken when I was younger, right? And it wasn't something that actually, it came up with a couple different people, like 3 or 4 people. Yeah. I wish I could say I was kidding, but I'm not. But when I was younger, I used to talk a lot more kind of like this. In real life, I kind of talk more like this too. I'm more soft-spoken. Well, I don't think they were platonic in hindsight. Actually, I still remember his girlfriend's name, but she kind of like talked to me about it. And in hindsight, I wish I was more empathetic. But I was like, oh yeah, there's nothing going on, promise. But, you know, now that I'm older, right? I was a teenager at the time. I didn't really understand it well. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yo, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. And obviously nothing happened. I didn't do anything. He didn't like do anything. I genuinely did not have feelings for him. This dude was just my duo, right? And sorry. In hindsight, I was like, yo, I totally understand where she was coming from. She was very, very justified in being like, hey, this makes me uncomfortable. She didn't get mad at me or anything. She was super sweet and super nice, but I didn't really get it. I was just like, oh, well, I mean, nothing's going on. So in my head, you know, that was enough, but it no work like that, you know. Well, I didn't go to Off-Kai in person. I don't know if I'd ever go to Off-Kai in person, to be honest. I'm not, how do I put this? Con big scary. Big scary. I don't really feel like I have much to do at cons, because I'm not a super social person. But also because, like, I feel like I'd need to go in a group. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'd have to be with a bunch of people in order for me to kind of justify it. I see. Also, my obligatory merch shill. I have beach merch. If you don't want to get it, that's okay. I know you didn't. You guys. Some of you guys. Actually, no. Some of you guys have gotten your Aerunia merch. Look at that. Beautiful. Muffler towel. Keychain. Button. Voice pack. There you go. There you go. Right there. If you want. I totally understand if you don't get it. You are very valid. Congratulations to those of you that were able to pick up some of your Aerunia debut merch at Off-Kai. Good news if you do go. This year's Off-Kai smells so much better. I'm not gonna lie, Shinobi, there was a little bit of a concern if I were to ever go to a con. It's been like several years since I've been to one in person. I'll say other people can pull you along, and if the other Glitch Stars members are there, they probably take care of you. Yeah, I don't want anyone to feel compelled to babysit me. I'm actually super, super happy with the art for this. It looks so nice. Like, it looked way better than I imagined. I knew it looked good, right? But I didn't know it would look this good. Hold on, here. This one? There you go. After COVID, I now have an aversion to large crowds. I don't blame you. I think my social anxiety started to go up in COVID too. And mine was already not great. You guys saw my tweet, right? I deadass forgot that I got diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. Which is it's kinda hilarious. Mochiko, so they're gonna babysit someone anyways, so what's one more? I mean, fair enough, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not I'm a very socially anxious person. I'm not socially anxious when it comes to what is the word? You got shingles at Off-Kai? How did that happen? Bruh. Wish I didn't need... Okay, this is bothering me. I have to do it. Honestly, it's now a fight and I don't know why. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Where does this stupid overlay? Oh my gosh. Yikers. What's up, Duck? Welcome in. How are you? How? Oh, I just forgot. So the reason I got diagnosed with an anxiety disorder wasn't really related. That's why I forgot that I had it. So when I was in high school, my health was not super great. It was never super great to begin with, but especially with what do you call it? Like my period, basically. So I would get really, really I guess like sick with my period. So I'd have really bad nausea. I still have bad nausea, but it's not as bad as before. I'd have really bad cramps, and sometimes I wouldn't go to school. It got to a point where I didn't go to school so much that I got anxious because of it. That's why it's secondary generalized anxiety disorder. Generalized secondary? I think it's secondary. Generalized, not generalized secondary. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, anyways, that's how I developed it. So I kind of forgot. But when it comes to like my health and stuff, I have like I don't know if you guys have this concern ever, but I'm always worried that people think I'm a fucking liar. I'm not gonna say I never lie in this world. That's not true. Everyone like fibs and lies a little bit, right? But like I have like a distinct like paranoia about people thinking I'm lying. Dude, which one is it? Yo. I think I'm to be totally honest. Okay, but how many of you guys would say that there are white lies? I personally think that there can be. I don't think there's a right fucking account. Where is it? It's broken. It's gone forever. I think I fucked up. Whatever. I think that there are little white lies, you know? And I think that there's like a time in... Oh my god! Locke spelled my name correctly! Wow. This like never happens. Thank you, Logs. I can't lie, so I don't. But I know there's value to it in a weird way. I don't think it's a weird way. Personally, I think for a lot of people it's comforting. I know for me it is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fucking change it now. It's not like saying that she looks fat in that dress. Okay, but nobody says that as a white lie. They say that as an opposite. Or is that what you're saying? I'm too honest, so I'm also bad at explaining myself. I think for some people you can tell that they just put their foot in their mouth. It really depends. Others are more understanding than... I guess most people. Actually, I'm not sure. I think that there's a certain level of social understanding that people have when they see someone who's a little too honest. You know? But I don't know. I feel personally like you don't need to say every single truth. I think people think too that in not saying something you're lying, which there are lies by omission, right? But for example, if your friend is making a stupid decision and you tell them, right? At a certain point, if they get upset, you just stop giving your unsolicited opinion. I know some people like that where I look at their life and their choices, and mind you, I know mine aren't great. Okay, I know mine are questionable. However, these are really questionable ones where I'm like, dude, stop. Stop what you're doing. Stop. Do not date this person. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And I'm just like, why? Why? This is why I'm single. So many reasons. Sometimes it's better to lie instead of having that conversation with them. I feel like, especially if they refuse to listen. Yeah, exactly. And if I dislike someone, right, and I'm polite to them, that doesn't mean I'm being like a two-faced bitch necessarily. Like, there are certain courtesies, and what am I gonna do? Go out of my way to tell them, yeah, I think you're not a good person? What is the point in me doing that? It's just being antagonistic. Like, I think that there is, sometimes it gets twisted, like being professional or being polite as being two-faced, you know? So, that's my opinion. You don't have to be a chef to see something that's spoiled, so advice should be treated the same. I agree! You know, some people, it's like not every coach is great at the game. You know what I mean? Not every coach is gonna be amazing at what they do in terms of playing. I feel like telling lies is tough because you have to live with that guilt. Sorry, I'm thinking about whether or not I feel guilty. Not really. Not really. Either I tell them they're bad or I let them do it till the consequences kick in. I think I'm a meddler. Oh shit! I forgot to fuck. Oh, my mom's fucking dental shit. Okay, so you guys, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but a while ago, like 2 years ago maybe, or like a year ago at this point. Sorry, is my fan really loud? It's like, it's so hot. Even with my fan, I was sweating so much in my sleep. I have like 2 fans on, literally, in my room. One of them is quite quiet, but the other is a ceiling fan. Fuck me. I think it's mom dentist dental stuff. So a while ago, I tried to sign my mom up for what do you call it? For dentures, and I did, right? She refused them. She was like, no want. And I was like, I did all this work. I submitted all these applications for you. I followed up on this process for how many months for you? She declined the dentures. And I was like, mother dearest, your teeth are wiggling in their gums. Perhaps you should get the fucking dentures. And she was like, no. She was very adamant about it. However, recently, she came up to me and she was like, Amaya, can you? And I was like, yes. Can you? Yes. Can you help me get the dentist? Get the dentist? What do you mean get the dentist? Oh, you mean get you dentures? Yes, I can absolutely do that. I was very happy. This actually happened day of Offkai, I think. I need to do that. I also missed my window to sign up for dental shit. Rip. Yes, that was some good news that I got this month. I don't know if I've gotten any other good news. Oh, you know what? I have. Some tiny good news. Tiny. You want to trick people into thinking you're trustworthy, you just have to be a little rude in your end. See, I don't need to go through those efforts. People naturally find me trustworthy. This is something I've consistently heard my entire life. You know how many random people have told me their fucking life story? Like, Skizzer, I told you at the meet and greet. I was like, yo, this is actually the first time I'm mentioning this because it happened like right beforehand. I'd say it depends on life. I just say I'm busy and it's a lie and I'm going out with people. When I feel tired, I feel absolutely no guilt. That's pretty much what I'm thinking too. Like, that's kind of, those were kind of the lies I was thinking of, Sarah. I live one big white lie in real life. I fear how people will see me if they know how I truly feel about life in general. You mean how you're completely doomer and a nihilist? Yeah. One time, I think in front of my cousin, I was like, yeah, low-key, I want to die. And then she was like, don't say things like that. And I was like, oh yeah, this isn't the internet. I was like, I can't say things like this as much. Sometimes it's not bad to tell a lie, like telling someone I was absolutely in love with something they bought is crap when you see how much they love it is not exactly nice. Yeah, like if it's fucking uggo and they're okay with it, as long as they're, you know, there's a limit to your honesty. Getting my first crown, I was like, nah, it can just be a big feeling, right? Took a second visit and my tooth aching to be like, yeah, okay. I just have to accept it or it will get worse. See, that's significantly less stubborn than my mother. So, it was a process. And the thing is, it's hard too to watch like your parent like self-destruct in front of you. And I have gigamundo anxiety. Like, I'm not kidding about like how gigamundo my anxiety is. Basically, like every single day, at this point, I like worry about someone or something dying. And I'm like, this ain't healthy. So I'm gonna try and... Actually, my therapist phoned me this morning. She's like, so the group therapy I signed you up for, they actually declined. I was like, okay. And she's like, it's because they thought that you were better suited to this other therapy program. I was like, okay. And then she's like, so this one is specifically for people with BPD. And I said, I don't have BPD. And she said, oh, yeah, I forgot. But this has a lot of the same tools that they would use to help you. Which, I mean, in all fairness, I have a disorganized attachment style, so there's a lot of correlation. I don't think I have BPD because I don't have the... Well, the issue was a lot of it is dealing with emotional regulation, right? That's what this new therapy group is. But with this one, it's difficult for me to understand because my issue is I don't feel things. So emotional regulation is not something I think of when I think of numbness. It's what I think of when I think of feeling too much. Which, when I was younger, I had quite a temper and I struggled to regulate my emotions. But I think I like probably squashed them down so much I didn't even come out anymore. Sounds like you need meds like mine. Those thoughts stopped. Actually, my psychiatrist discharged me. I'm on my stable dosage now. Still miserable though. I'm not sure if I should try and see another one, to be honest. Maybe I should. I mean, okay, when you guys think of emotional regulation, do you think of also feeling the emotions you don't allow yourself to feel? That's not what I think of personally. Perhaps my view is narrow-minded, which, yeah, probably it is, to be honest. But yeah. No, I'm absolutely emotionally constipated. I told you guys the other day when I cried in front of my therapist, she was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, this is the first time in like 2 years. Oh my god." She didn't say that. She didn't act like that, but I knew that was like going on in her head. You know, like I could tell. Like she was very happy to see me cry. Context matters. Well, I know it's called emotionally numb. Trust me, I've looked into this a lot. You know? No, mine is because of trauma, Netcore. Mine is because of a lot of trauma. Like, a lot. It's very different. It's weird working on emotional regulation when you're numb. I thought about it like you did until my therapist and I started working on it more and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Do you mind saying, like, what was the click moment for you, Kay? Because I've had, like, kind of click moments in therapy. But then they like dissipate, you know? Like I can't hold on to that feeling and make something of it, if that makes sense. Therapist, look, I know you're in your feelings, but hell yeah, progress. Anyways, please continue. No, I could tell like the look on her face during it. She was like, I better not say anything because if I say anything, she's gonna clam up. And I was like, yeah, don't say anything. It's probably better that way. And she's like, I can see that this affects you a lot. Do you mind telling me why? And I was like, I don't know. I don't understand. Because it was something that, how do I put this? What I was talking about is a very traumatic experience for other people. But I never felt particularly traumatized about it, if that makes sense. You know, it's like you get in a terrible car crash and you don't feel any particular way about it, really, but everyone's like, oh my god, that's so horrible, like you were in a car crash, like are you okay? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay, it's Gucci, you know, no big deal. And so I don't know how to react. And I don't know why I would suddenly feel bad about something after like how many years. It's the emotional regulation problems would cover any dysregulation, which would include overmodulating them as well as overexpressing them. I know that logically, right? But it's not something I really think about properly, you know? It's like you think of a certain type of thing when there's like, anytime you think of anything, there are certain things that you associate with it, right? But that's not something I associate with it. I felt that way about my motorcycle crash. Wow, that was a crazy on the spot, I guess, or rather example. And like, I don't know if you ever felt this way, but I felt bad for not feeling worse about what happened to me, if that makes sense. Because when something happens to you, right? Like, okay, here's an example. That's kind of the inverse. When a guy gets beat up on the way home or something like that. This happened to my friend actually. But like he didn't react like this. At least I don't feel that he did, right? But sometimes I think that men will feel a sense of shame because they're not the typical victim, quote unquote. You know what I mean? They aren't taken as seriously as a victim because they don't fit this imagery, you know? Because when you think of a victim, like what of this like kind of crime, like just like getting assaulted randomly, like you don't necessarily think of like some dude necessarily. I mean, maybe you do. That's possible too, right? But it depends on like the environment you've been raised in and what you've been exposed to. But yeah. Anyways, that's kind of like, I guess, part of why I felt bad, because it's kind of like been internalized, I feel like, for a lot of people in just like in general, that victims look like this, victims behave like this, but that's not necessarily true, right? That may be the case, but there's a lot of nuance to it, and everyone reacts in different ways. You reacting in a different way doesn't make your reaction any less valid, you know? And that's something I still struggle with personally, because I'm like, I know that this thing was really bad, but also it wasn't really that bad for me. But is it the case that it wasn't really that bad for me, or I just don't think it was really that bad for me? You know what I mean? I know that makes sense. We were talking about something in regards to some recent stuff, and she was like, I don't want to alarm you, like, but like, you know, it's okay to feel things for yourself instead of just being a blank slate for others, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's regulating my emotions healthy instead of bottling them up until you're numb. I think for me, I do tend to bottle things up for others. Like, I've gotten better at being my own advocate over the years, because you have to advocate for yourself, right? But I've gotten better at it, but there are still a lot of times where I squash down my emotions for someone else, you know? But I do understand what you mean. For me, I don't know if that would hit home. I think sometimes having breakthroughs in therapy is about having the perfect storm, you know? They say the right thing at the right time, and you're in the right mood where you can process what they say in the way you need to process it. I'm not saying that every single breakthrough you have in therapy is a serendipitous thing, right? But I do think that for some people that happens more often than others, you know? Me, when everyone wanted me to be upset about my parents divorcing, I was more upset about my math homework. I mean, some people, honestly, my parents didn't divorce, right? My dad died. So for me, it's a little, people should be really sad. But I think that it really depends on when your parent died, because I barely knew my father. I was super young when he passed away, right? It's, instead of being sad, you long for something you didn't have, basically. That's the difference between longing and missing something, in my opinion. Like, longing is more akin to like yearning, and that's for something you don't have or like didn't have. Whereas missing something is, there's a sense of loss, you know? But I mean, realistically, at least from everything I understand about divorce, Kay, some people should be divorced. You know, some people had no business getting married in the first place, and everyone's life is better when they're divorced, and there's no shame in that, you know? And you are very valid for how you feel. Sorry, let me scroll up. Randomly crying at the psych office can be so weird. How that happened to me once. Like, I didn't think it was a big deal until being in that environment. You know what? I can totally understand that. Like, really. It's because it sinks in for you that you're here for this reason. That, I guess in some way, there is enough of a problem perceived with what happened that you need to be here. You know what I mean? Also, if I heard emotional regulation as a target, I think that it's about the overexpression, not feeling / recognizing them. Yeah, I've realized that there's kind of like a difference between feeling and emotions. I feel like feelings are more specific, you know? Emotions are more raw. Like, I know my therapist was always like, okay, so what are you feeling? Like, how does this make you feel? And I say, like, I'll say, like, anxious. And she'll be like, okay, let's break that down further. what is simpler than anxious? And it turns out everything is just because of fear. That's what I learned. Everything is fear. You're socially anxious, fear of rejection. You are like, fucking, I don't know. You're worried about this, you're afraid of failure, blah, 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 blah. It's all fucking fear. And to me, I never made that connection that I guess fear and anxiety are incredibly interlinked. To me, anxiety was its own separate beast. I don't know if you guys have felt like that. To me, when I like put, excuse me, something in a category, it kind of stays in that little category and it sits there. And I don't know how to see it as anything else. That's why every few months you guys will hear me say, oh, that's why, like, I didn't know that tortilla chips were made out of tortillas. That's a real one. I had that realization. In my defense, I've never seen how a tortilla chip was made until that one YouTube short. Okay? But it's like, you see it as this one thing and nothing else.
Drink up.
Welcome back,
Oh yeah, I got
Noi.
one over here too. Yeah, I feel anxiety is
Right, it
its
feels
own
like a
thing
separate
sometimes.
entity. It's not the same. Don't worry, I didn't know that until last year too. Thank you, Shinobi. Thank you. See? See? Most of you guys didn't have the Tinder thing too. Okay, you know what? This is one realization I had when... Actually, what is the... what is the word for it? Motto. Okay. So you guys know how, like, the dating app Tinder, right? So one day in the middle of stream, I was like, oh my god, Tinder is called Tinder because it's a spark lighting between you. I didn't realize this. You know what their fucking, like, tagline is? Their motto? It starts with a swipe. Swipe right. Of course no one would make that, like, association. You don't even include it in your own branding. Like, what? Whatever, man. I thought it was two different methods for tortilla chips, too. I didn't know that you just cut them into triangles and fry them. Or, like, bake them or whatever. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying they didn't exactly make it obvious. Whatever, man. It took a little bit, okay? Somehow tortilla chips are different from tostadas. Because tostadas are darker and don't have those air bubbles. Oh, are they like the black and the dark red ones? Hi, Derpy. And I had some issues with stress, but I didn't know I had an anxiety disorder, which affects my gut health. Oh my god, dude. I need to leave this fucking house. I've come to this conclusion. I can't live in this house anymore like this. I can't do it. Shh. Shh. It's so stressful in my house. I'm gonna be totally real with you guys. I know I'm very cavalier about how I talk about my home life, but it's not great. It's not great. It was way worse when I was a teenager, but it's not great now. And it's not because I'm being, like, necessarily mistreated or anything. It's just an extremely stressful environment for me. You know? Like, every day I worry about my dogs fighting. Every day I worry about my mom dying. Every day... Fuck, what else? I forgot what else I'm worrying about, I should say. I can't even listen to my sister open her door without me flipping my shit. I'll just, like, I'll bolt upright in my chair, and then my heart will start to race because she opened her door, or she closed her door. I do not do well in this place. Sounds like you have some kind of anxiety problem, not gonna lie. Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? But, I mean, okay, here's the thing. It's not necessarily, like, an anxiety problem. It's also, like, a persistent thing. Right? Every single time I get complacent, something happens. You know what I mean? And then my sister has, like, an extremely high stress job, and she's also very stressed. And so sometimes I have to walk on, like, eggshells in, like, my home. I've never liked the sound of doors, but it's especially bad because my sister's door is really fucking loud. Really loud. That's just more classic anxiety symptoms. I'm not saying I don't have an anxiety problem. I absolutely do.
Is that money?
However,
for me?
timeout logs.
Timeout logs.
Someone mods, get him 5 minutes. $5, 5 minutes. Thank you, Jess. It's very tiring, you know? Like, I'm constantly worried about something, and I didn't realize, I guess, how bad it was fucking up my health, because I'm fairly certain a lot of my chronic pain and chronic health issues, like, I'll randomly get nauseous, I'll get muscle aches, I'll get joint aches, what else? I get a lot of migraines. I'm extremely tired all the time. Like, I'll wake up and I'll need to go back to sleep within an hour. I can't get more than like 6 hours of sleep. Like in succession. I have not very good I have bad insomnia. It's like a multitude of things that I'm like, if I lived on my own, I don't think it'd be this bad. But I also don't feel like I can live on my own because of my mom's health. It's feeling of not being able to fully decompress. It builds and messes with your head. So living by myself has completely changed that. Sounds like you need a Maya cave. Dude, Maya cave is expensive. Fuck that. I have other things to do first. You know, it's expansive out here. Today, like, gosh, what time did I wake up? I woke up in the middle of the afternoon and then I went back to sleep because I couldn't keep my eyes open. And then I woke up again after like 2 hours and I did that again. And I was like, I'm so tired, like all the time. What if you stayed up and spent a few days in the Airbnb? It's not the same. But then I just worry about like, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to spend money on this. So, let's see. Sorry, I totally got off tangent. I feel like breakthroughs in therapy is like fitting puzzle pieces together so you can step back and see the big picture. I feel like it's kind of like that too, but mine never stay. It's like they're loose puzzle pieces. My mother suddenly have kicked me out, and my reaction was mostly like, oh well, I guess I'll live with my father for a bit, which I knew he was fine with, but everyone else reacted way more than I did. I mean, I feel like that's... I think it's kind of sad in a way that you were not able to get that attached to her, you know, because like you deserve to be attached to a parent. If you're not attached to a parent, that oftentimes, not all, right, but oftentimes that means that that parent failed you in some capacity, you know, if that makes sense. But if we had a fun night and watched David Bowie's Labyrinth together, oh my god, guys. The other day I wasn't sober and I was watching a movie and I was low-key like crying because in the YouTube shorts, I've been meaning to watch this movie for a while. I didn't finish it, but in the shorts for it, he's such a gentleman. He's so gentle, and I'm like, this is my type of man. This right here. I realized that actually what for me personally, I want someone who is how do I put this? Not a pushover, but I want them to be gentle. I hate yelling. I hate yelling. I think if I ever dated anyone again and they yelled at me, I just leave. Cause no yelling. Big bad. No. No worries, Akumu. Rest well. Thank you for stopping by. Soft boy? I don't know if it's soft boy. Like, I don't know if it's soft boy. I don't really think so. Well, maybe. I think I don't want someone who's timid. Soft, yes, but not timid. There. That's what I will describe it as. Airbnbs are a total sham. What do you mean there's a $500 cleaning fee if you're telling me to clean everything before? That's what I'm saying, dude! Airbnbs, like, that bubble is gonna fucking implode soon. I hate Airbnbs. I don't even know if I've ever had one, but I hate them. Like, what do you call it? I was watching this video, and it was like a critique of Airbnbs. And I was like, this is some bullshit right here. Because she was watching someone who hosts Airbnbs, and the person who hosts Airbnbs was like, this is the most I've ever had to clean up. She's taking out the trash. Girl, what were you doing before? Were you not changing sheets between people's visits? Hello? Dear God. Like, what are you doing? A golden retriever boy? I mean, I'm very, very, very black cat coded, so that would be very nice. I do want someone who's very hard on their sleeve, you know? I never want to have to second guess people. You know what? My ideal man loves me more than I love them. I'm not kidding. Oh my God. Actually, this is so funny. This is super, super funny. Oh my gosh. I remember a long time ago, someone I was seeing, they said to my sister, he was like, you know, I really love your sister, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then my sister was just like, do you now? Because she heard all about what he did. And she was like, And I was like, yeah, I imagine you didn't tell me because it was so insignificant. It was such bullshit that you didn't bother to tell me this. And she was like, yeah. Yeah, that's what. And I'm like, part of you too? I bet part of you didn't tell me this because you're like, oh, what if she stays with him? Which I would do the same shit if she had something like that. Pincushion boy? What's a pincushion boy? I've never heard of this before. Is this like a thing? What? Pincushion boy. Guys, if I don't find someone by the time I turn 30 next year, we can get married. Well, not that I'm looking, actually. I'm pretty much giving up. So, I guess we're getting married. Pincushion boy. Huh? Is this like... Is this like someone you bully? Like a partner you bully or something? I'm not sure. I've never heard of this before. Well, I mean, in all fairness, I don't think the situation is the same as you guys. I've had people like me. I'm just emotionally unavailable. So, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, no, thanks though. I appreciate your feelings, but I do not have the capacity to love anyone. You know? I don't know if you guys have ever thought that. I know a lot of people say that it's like bullshit when people say that they want to focus on themselves. Have you guys heard of that? Where people are just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Like, I want to focus on me. And then everyone's like, oh my God, they're lying. They're lying so that they don't have to like hurt your feelings when they reject you, blah, blah, blah. No, that's genuinely like been the case. And I think that it needs to be normalized more, that that is a legitimate reason. It was never not a legitimate reason, right? But I would like more people to see that as a legitimate reason. Because it's... How do I put this? Well, I'm trying to think. Because I was quite toxic when I was younger. I'd be very... self-sabotaging. I've always been somewhat self-sabotaging, but it was like way worse when I was in high school. Even if it's true or a lie, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's not mutual, you know, and that should be enough. Pincushion boy, someone who can handle the harms of the world while being soft and stable. Where did you hear this from? Is this something that you made up yourself? I've genuinely never heard this before. I think it's a legitimate reason, but it's very much something someone could just say, yeah, I think that some people do use it as an excuse for sure, right? But I never really, well, I'm not sure exactly how I felt about it before, but at least like in the past, like how many years, I've been like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, some people, they're just not equipped to be in a relationship at that moment, you know? And that's a-okay. Because I know for me, there's no point in being in like a relationship if I don't have like feelings and if I can't trust someone. And my trust issues are like fucking Mariana's Trench, dude. Sometimes a person doesn't even know the answer but might not feel right. Yeah, I mean, not everyone is the type of person to just date someone for the sake of dating them. You know? And there are practical things to consider too. Like, do you want children? Do you feel it's important to get married? You know, you need to align with certain values too. Honestly, don't look into Pincushion Boy that much because I borrowed that term from a video essay about how to create the best Scooby-Doo crew. Okay. Do you want children like to eat? I don't look that old yet. Give me like 20 years and then I'll consume the flesh of a child. Like, I'm unemployed to properly date now. That's like another thing too. I've read mixed things on this, right? It's funny because I saw a meme the other day and it was like, you meeting this amazing woman the second you're unemployed. And I was like, shit, is that what it's like for some people? But like, for some people, I'll be honest with you, Aunt Jay, because I have similar feelings. I'm like, well, I can't support myself that well in like any capacity, so I'm not willing to be dependent on someone. You know, that's part of like why I don't date. But just remember that everyone's values are different. For example, you being unemployed may be completely irrelevant to someone who has a lot of money, you know? Maybe they don't give a shit that you're unemployed. Maybe their needs are different from that, you know? That's something they possess, and so they don't need it in a relationship. You know, and that's totally okay. And that was something that kind of made me feel better. Like, maybe everyone looks for something different in a relationship depending on what they're lacking, right? Maybe someone like that just wants someone that they can support, you know? What's up, Zikar? How are you? Men can't date if they don't have money. I'm personally always a 50-50 person. So you know how many women I've seen support deadbeat dudes? Where they're paying their rent and they're paying for their bills and that dude still cheats on them? I've seen this happen so many times, dude. It's actually quite common. It's kind of insane. There's nothing wrong with being single. If you can't be happy with yourself, then how can you be happy with another? I do think that it is definitely an inhibiting factor for sure. Do I think it's impossible? No. But yeah. You know how many women take on projects? There's like a pointing arrow at me. Never fall in love with someone's potential, chat. Never. Never. It's not your job to fix anybody, okay? I say as I opened a fucking repair shop. Part of why I say yes, some people will try to make it work even when everything say no. Your words make no sense to me. What did I miss? Oh, I think there's a degree you'll try to make it work if the right circumstances show up, but if someone's borderline, you don't risk that. I think it depends on how much they're willing to help themselves, to be totally honest with you, and how put together they are in other capacities, right? I think even with truth issues, it's important to be there for the person when they do need help if you're going to be in a relationship. I didn't explain this. I brought it up earlier, but you know that movie I was talking about? Magic of Ordinary Days. So basically, in the movie, from what I understand, she's pregnant with a dude's child, and it's like I don't remember what time period it is, but there's like still like a stigma of having like a child out of wedlock, right? And so her, like, the priest in, like, I guess her town is like, go over here, get married to this dude. And she gets married to this dude, and it's not his kid, right? But he's such a gentle, soft guy, and they have like a marriage of convenience kind of thing, and it's like, I guess, about their relationship. And him seeing him do nice things for her made me cry. I was like, oh my god, people can be like that? What the hell? I was like, I did not know people could be like that. It's, to me, it's inconceivable, kind of. It's not something I can really imagine. He knows them, Jess. He actually knows them. He's just speaking nonsense. We're talking about the Magic of Ordinary Days. The Magic of Ordinary Days? It's on YouTube. You can watch the full movie on YouTube. I think the worst thing to do to a person is treat them as a replacement for therapy. I have been this person for many people, where I become like their journal, where they just tell me everything about everything, and it's exhausting. Gotta hate the term I can fix it. Fetishizes mental problems and doesn't treat people as real. I think you're valid to feel that way. Personally, I don't mind it. I don't interpret it that way necessarily. I do think it can fetishize it for sure, right? But I personally don't really take it that seriously, but I don't blame you for disliking it. No, I'm not a huge fan of being trauma dumped on every day. Well, to be honest, most of the time I don't really mind, but it's not something I actively enjoy. You know? A vast majority of normal people do not give a shit about your money as long as you're a functional adult and aren't a bum. Most people won't even think about it. Really? I think it depends on how you grew up. Because for me, it's a big thing. Because I equate money to security and stability. You know? To be fair, if you're low enough to make someone else pay for everything, then you're definitely low enough to cheat. That's true. That's very fair. That is very, very true. Can't understand that. If they treat their it's like they treat their partner like their mom and see themselves as single. Why do you think a lot more women nowadays don't want to date? Think of how many times a guy, like a dad, is praised for taking care of his own child, whereas for women it's just like an expectation. No one praises a mom for doing the bare minimum, but they praise a dad. You know? Like, okay. You got tickets to see La La Land? Dude, I saw a sick edit of Ryan Reynolds the other day. It was really good. It was like a TikTok edit, and it was like a montage of all his movies. I think I Can Fix Her is a challenge run to me. Yo, I've been trying to fix myself for how many years? I don't even know. Don't get me started on that shit. I will go off. Hi Dinah, how are you? Wait, starting on what shit? Long time no see. I hope that you've been good. Dude, nah, it's definitely possible to make me worse. That's true. You guys don't know anything. I Can Fix Her wrong. I wanted to make me worse. Dude, I have this desire. This is part of the reason I don't date either. Well, actually, I've had this desire in relationships, but I've never actively done it. I might have tested them, right? Don't test people. That's not a good thing to do. That was past Amaya, right? But I'd be like, I want to ruin this person so they can't be with anyone other than me. I want to ruin them so that they don't even think about leaving me. So that they're just like completely dependent on me. Of course I've had these thoughts. Did I do it? No. Did I want to? Yes. You know, Congrats, you succeeded with us. Debatable. You guys could be more loyal. Mom versus dad childcare. The fucking bare minimum over here. Honestly, I just like listening to people when they to get stuff off their chest. Trauma dump on me all you want. For me, I'm fine with it either way, as long as it's not all the time, I guess. Sometimes it can be really dehumanizing, you know? Oh, it's so sweet that he's taking the time to be with this kid. The amount of times I've heard this about my own roommates, it makes me want to puke. Oh my god, he's taking care of his child that's also, you know, also has his DNA. Oh my god. Wow. Imagine. That's true. I think it's mainly because moms are seen as caregivers, whereas dads are generally seen as providers. When the dad cares, it's praise. There isn't even providing half the time now. What the? No, but how many years have we had a dual income standard now? Like, what? You know what? You know what's provided? Trauma. That's what's provided. Because okay. It's not because moms are seen as caregivers whereas dads are seen as providers. No, what I think it is expectations are too damn low. Okay? You never hear about mom leaving to get milk or cigarettes. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And I'm just saying. Also to add to that, being a mom is a literal job and no one wants to recognize that. It's so exhausting. Like, what I grew up with a single mom, right? And she was tired. She was fucking tired. My mom doesn't remember this. I don't think I've told you guys this. But when my mom would come home, oftentimes in a very, very bad mood, and I didn't realize how much fawning and like placating I did as like a teenager, because I would make my mom lunch. I would set out her clothes for her. When she got home from work, I would help her take off her clothes. I'd like take her bag from her. I put away her stuff, put away her like her lunchbox and stuff. I put her clothes in the laundry. I'd like ask, hey, are you working tomorrow? Blah 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 blah. I didn't realize, I guess I did all this. She didn't either, by the way. She forgot that I did all this. But I used to like regularly make her lunch, regularly set her clothes out. When she came home, I'd be like, do you want anything to eat? Like, and then I'd go get her food, right? But I didn't realize how much placating I did, because it was a lot. Like a lot of fawning too. Actually, you know how I was saying earlier that like my sister is in a very stressful work environment? So the second my sister came home, she went out to like a camping trip, right? With her boyfriend and his family. And she came home. The second she got home, she was asked to do something. Not a hello, hi, nothing, right? And this is something that we've complained about several times to my mother, you know? And of course, she gets in a bad mood. And when my sister is in a bad mood, everybody in the house hears about it. I heard her sigh 3 times in 1 minute. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I'm genuinely not exaggerating. It's like... And I'm gonna be so real with you guys. It's really uncomfortable for me to be around. It's really uncomfortable. But I don't blame her. And what am I gonna do? Get upset with her for letting out her frustration? No. Like, that happened to me all the time when I was younger. I wasn't even allowed to sigh. Sometimes if I sighed, I would get like the... I'd be like, well, what do I do then? Can't even scream into my pillow, dude. And anyways, so I did the exact same thing I did with my mom to my sister. I took her cooler full of food. I put all her food away. I washed her cooler. I washed her dishes. I made her food. Like, I cooked her noodles. And then afterwards, my mom was hungry, and she's like, she went to cook mee goreng, right, indomie, and you don't make those as soup. But my mom doesn't know any noodles that aren't soup, and I'm like, Mom, this is stir fry. You don't do it. And she's like, what? And she was confused about this concept for whatever reason, right? And I was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. So I made more noodles, right? And then blah 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 blah. It's just like constantly there's someone somewhere to please, you know? So I get very tired. To be fair, I don't think it can get any worse that the girl that gave her boyfriend nicotine patches every time he was over, so he felt withdrawals when he was away from her. What? She has a tech, dude. She was onto something. She knew something I did not. Wow, that's really fucked up. I can't imagine doing that to someone. I mean, I will say it's how do I put this? I kind of admire the creativity in some capacity. Oh, I forgot to eat today. Oh well. Yeah, that is abusive. Don't do that. That's also probably illegal. How did he find out? Hey, to be fair, a lot of men are blocked from being able to see their child from crazy moms. That is... Do you seriously think that that's the norm? Do you seriously think that? It's not. You know how many, like, cases there are recently of men getting full custody and then they still dump their kid on the mom? Hello? I mean, that's like a certain... I'm not saying it doesn't happen, right? But I think it's dude, obviously that's fucking... What? That's not the general trend here. You know how many... Okay, this is something I've seen very, very often. A couple will have a child, and then the mom will basically be a single mom in the marriage. She leaves and her life is infinitely easier. Because, hey, guess what? She's not a parent to another child anymore. Sometimes, like, have you guys seen the argument? Obviously, women can do this too, right? Women can be just as shitty, right? But, like, how do I put this? It's significantly more common for women to, like, do whatever because they're expected, you know? And how do I put this? I'm trying to think. I struggle to voice it. Yeah, they could just be like, my dad never paid child support anyways. Oh my god. Fucking people out there refuse to take responsibility. Like, that's the thing too. When you have a child together, you're taking responsibility for another life for the next how many years? Minimum 18 years. My mom had VPD, so I got in fights with her over imagined problems all the time. You got that, the training wheels for a potential relationship. Like, if you can't afford a child, don't have a child. Obviously some things happen sometimes, right? But, like, you need to be prepared to make certain sacrifices. Do I want to sacrifice anything? Fuck no! It's the horror stories I hear. You know, people have lost their limbs because they got pregnant. Like, people have lost their noses because they got pregnant. They fucking lost their sight because I got pregnant. Oh my god. Oh my god, there are so many pregnancy complications that they don't tell you about. I've seen like a couple horror stories on it. I'm not exactly sure how, because there's apparently a lot of ways, but it's happened. I raised my cousin for 10 years and made me want a child of my own so bad. You know, at least you have the experience. I can understand that. Blood loss, oxygen shortage. Oh yeah, circulation is a really big thing because you swell so much. Like your feet really swell when you're pregnant. Indeed, do not be hasty on prom night. Sound advice gets in it. I've seen people who had to finance a pizza over 3 months and still want children. What? I mean, you can want it, but that's a dream that stays a dream. Just have the baby and put it up for adoption as if pregnancy isn't horrifying. Why do you think doctors say wait minimum a year before trying to have another child? It's that traumatic on your body. It fucks up your hormones, it fucks up your self-esteem, it fucks up your sense of self, it fucks up your body permanently. You get stretch marks. That's not even like, there's hormonal changes. You can develop diabetes from pregnancy. It's literally body horror. Like, you feel like absolute shit. You can get postpartum. It's extremely traumatizing. No one gives up more than a mother. Like, actually. Also, for like 9 months, you carry that thing inside you? Oh my god. Fun fact, I got a letter in the mail from a town saying I had to go to court to fight for custody of 2 kids. I'm single and have no one. Huh? Did I get the wrong person? What? Anyways, breeding kink aside, would not have a child. At least I don't think so. It'd have to be a really... It'd have to be a really, really amazing man for me to consider having a child with them. Literally rearranging your organs to accommodate another living being. I know, right? Isn't that a crazy concept? I told you guys my traumatic dreams about like potentially being pregnant and then getting cheated on. That's like my worst nightmare. Like, actually. My friend after giving birth has been on an emotional down slant. Sometimes she just comes over to sleep because she doesn't want to be in her house. I don't blame her at all. My mom had 6 children, bruh. Try and someone's on pregnancy and see how that goes. If we can't afford it, then anything happening. And the thing is, that's not even including like rising costs either. No, it's a nightmare scenario in general. At a certain point, you're stuck with that person. You're stuck with them. You know? Like, at a certain point, there is no return for pregnancy. I'd say I think it's not constructive to try and compare too much across lives and generalities. There's too much to that's easy to gloss over and miss in another person's life. Absolutely, there's definitely nuances, but there are trends. I think that everyone can be shitty, right? I've seen all manner of people do shitty things, reprehensible, absolutely ungrateful. I don't understand why you would even fathom, like how you could even fathom doing this to some other person, right? But dear God, like, it's not like women usually have the I guess circumstances that they could abandon a pregnant partner. That's not usually the case, you know, like cheating on them. To me, that's like the ultimate betrayal, because that person's giving up so much for you, you know? They're giving up so much to have this life with you, and then you cheat on them. That's shame. I know, I was talking about this the other day. So the person I was speaking to, they knew someone who, so their partner, hold on, let me remember this. Their partner had a friend, and their partner's friend was cheating on his fiance and had been since like they were together basically. And I was like, honestly, it's kind of worse to cheat on a fiance because you know you can give that person an out, but you're actively putting them at risk and you're choosing to tie them down. You know you're doing these things to them and you're choosing to tie them down. You know, obviously it's shitty to cheat when you're married, but there's like something especially vile to me about cheating when you're engaged. I don't know if that's just me. Pregnancy, a mech anime that ends like Evangelion sometimes. You know what? You're actually so right. And like the thing is, his that person's partner, right? The one who was friends with the dude that was cheating, he was like defending him. He was like bro code, and I'm like, that's not bro code, IMO. Like that's fucked up to not say anything. I would have snitched. I don't think I could live with myself. I really don't think I could. I think people who cheat tend to be insecure, empty, and or narcissists. Right? That's what I'm saying. I think it's a little shit. Anyways, boy, girl, anything else? Don't cheat. It's fucked up. Just break up. You know? Just break up. And if you do cheat and they decide to take you back, grovel. Grovel like your life depends on it. Be fully transparent with them. Like, it's your job to build up the trust that you broke. That reminds me of a messed up story I heard recently about a dude who let it slide when his wife cheated on him with one of his friends, and then he lost his marriage and just went, well, bro code. What? Wow. She is such a piece of shit. She and his friend. I think there's like, it's especially gross to do it with someone who is like your partner's friend, you know, and part of your group. I think that's super fucked up. Oh my god, have you guys heard of this trend? Well, I don't know if it's like a trend or what, but like I did not know this was a thing with guys. So apparently this is actually not that uncommon. But apparently some dudes, their friends will like talk down about their wife, right? And they'll be like, oh man, you can do better, blah 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 blah. They'll say all this shit. They'll encourage him to leave his wife, right? And then he'll get all this stuff in his head, right? Like, oh yeah, she's not good enough for you, she's not doing enough, blah 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 blah. And it turns out that all his friends were doing that because they wanted his wife. I did not know that this was a thing. Have you guys heard of this before? I was shocked. I couldn't imagine wanting to sabotage someone like that. Although I will say, I'm not gonna lie, if they were already a piece of shit, I would be like, yeah, leave them. Leave them. I would lie to them, be like, yeah, you could do better than them, just so that poor person could get away from that, like, from their spouse. You know? If my friend is talking shit about my partner, I'm kicking them out. You know, one would think that you would stand up for your partner. One would think that. Jesse's Girl was made into a song for a reason. What are the lyrics to Jesse's Girl? Jesse's Girl. Jesse is a friend. Yeah, I know he's been a good friend of mine, but lately something's changed. I ain't hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl. Oh wait, I feel like I've heard this song before. Oh my gosh, let me see. Oh my gosh. Have I heard this song before? Let me see. Nope, never mind. I lied. I'm delusional. Actually, maybe. And I want to make her mine. And she's watching him with those eyes, and she's living him with that body. I just know it. And he's holding her in his arms late at night. I play along with the charade. There doesn't seem to be a reason to change. You know, I feel so dirty when I start talking cute. Oh my god. Oh, this. Okay, I have heard it. And Jesse's girl. Okay, yeah, no, I definitely heard this. I can't believe I thought I didn't. Wow. Wow. I can't believe that. I feel so out of touch now. Yeah, the chorus instantly, like, I was like, oh, yeah, I've definitely heard this. Can't imagine having a partner not standing up for me because I've had it happen in reality. I can't imagine a partner standing up for me because it's never happened. It's never happened. Do you listen to Wanna Cry by Porter Robinson? Oh, is it a new album? No, I haven't, so that's why. Someone on my friends list changed their status to talk about that album, and I was like, huh? Is this a new album of theirs? Because they're a musician. I guess it's Porter. That's true! You never heard Clarity! How did you not hear Clarity? There's more justification to not hear Jesse's Girl than to not hear Clarity. Okay? You know how many months Clarity played on the radio, dude? Clarity will never get old. Listen to the Union remix, by the way. Here, let me have it. There. The Union remix is really fucking good. But yeah, I didn't know this was a thing. I genuinely did not know that guys would sabotage their friends like that. Until you're there, you never really know what you'll actually do. A hypothetical in a sentence isn't the same as a whole of a situation. Absolutely. That's something that took me a long time to realize, actually. I didn't realize how much things sink in for you when you're actually in the situation. And actually, the kind of trigger for me realizing it, right, was one day I was walking with my sister, and I think she had her dog. I don't think I had my dog at the time, but I froze up in a situation where I didn't think I would freeze up in. And I was like, oh, you really don't know. You really don't know until you're in that situation. You know? And it really kind of cemented that for me. And I developed a lot more, like, I guess, empathy from it. And then, what is, what do you call it? There's also something else. What was it recently? I talked about how in, like, horror movies they do certain things. Oh, yeah. I understand why people run when people... You know, I'd always be like, oh my god, they're trying to help you. Why are you running from them in, like, horror movies and stuff? Right? And then I saw something recently and it really kind of cemented an understanding of them. When you've been hurt by someone and someone else comes to save you, all your senses are on, like, high alert. You know? Everything is screaming not to trust anyone because you just got hurt. So I totally understand why. Hi, Lecter! Are you back home now? I hope that you got to enjoy the rest of your trip. Reminds me so much of the Bear's friend from Obsession. Oh, is that new horror movie she's on? Oh, I've been meaning to watch that. I heard it was good. Later, Netcore, have fun. What's up, Million? How are you? Welcome in. Devil that you know versus the angel that you don't type syndrome. Is it? Hmm? Can't believe you remember me. You were surprised I remembered you too at the meet and greet. Why would you be surprised? You've been here a long time. Huh? But yeah, there's... Side note, Clarity. Well, actually, when did Clarity come out? Is it... Clarity release date. Clarity.
Drink up.
at Scizor285 is now illegal
I
poison
haven't listened to the radio since
at
2012.
Scizor285 celebrates
Checkmate,
2 months of
released
membership.
November
Clarity is a
14th of
banger.
2012.
It's such a meme in the rave community that girls always end up on their BFS shoulder for
Hi
the
Fury,
song.
how are you? I might be misusing that. It is possible you are. That is possible. Yeah. Checkmate. What do you say now, huh? Clarity is a banger. It's such a meme in the rave community. The girls always end up on their boyfriend's shoulder for the song. Oh, that's so cute. Wait, you're part of the rave community? I've never been clubbing in my life, actually. And I've never been to a bar to drink. If I went to a bar, I ate. I never drank. Actually, I don't think I've even been to a bar. Yeah, I don't think I have. I've been to like 18-only diners that serve like alcohol, but I don't think they were bars. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a bar. Wow. But yeah, apparently the like club scene is like super sad nowadays because everyone's just like on their phone, awkwardly dancing, you know, or not even dancing. And like everyone's so self-conscious of being filmed. Oh my god. It's times like that where I'm like, I wish that when I was younger, I did those things, but I didn't have anyone to go with. So you've been to clubs and to a couple raves? What would you say is like a difference for you? I know, but it still surprises me. No need to be surprised, my son.
Drink up.
And welcome back.
At Lecture Amadeus is now a legal poison taster. At Lecture Amadeus celebrates 21 months
Not that
of
there's
membership.
anything wrong with Panda
Hello,
Express.
I am back home.
There were so
it was a
many
really great
restaurants
vacation,
in the
and being
convention
able
hall,
to meet
no?
you was one of the highlights.
Why'd you go to Panda Express?
Also, I tried
Do you
Asian
have time?
food. Panda Express, though.
And thank you, Lecter. Welcome back. And thank you, Skizzer. Granted, VTuber clubbing gets pretty lit without knowing what again? Does it? What is VTuber clubbing? You guys are way more music focused. Clubs you're actually trying to hook up? Really? Is that true? Oh, you had to eat at the airport. Oh, I'm sorry. Next time. I hope that you can, you know, have a better trip next time. If you're able to go again. But yeah, I did not know that was a thing. Actually, how many of you guys are coming to next Offkai? A lot of you guys went, right? I saw many of you at the Good Stars booth. Oh my god, my say so chat. There's a rave event going on in my hometown. I didn't even realize it until I was heading back home from my parents' house. Oh yeah, how'd your trip go? You were gone for
Is that
a decent amount of
money
time, right?
for me?
My favorite 30-year-old. And no, I'm not making fun of you. I'll be you in
I'm
5
only
years.
29. I'm not 30 yet. But thanks, Firespawn. Appreciate you, dude. Because the guy-to-girl ratio is terrible for hookups. Are there a lot more guys at clubs than girls? I mean, I will say, okay, from what I understand, girls kind of conglomerate into a little group, right? So you have to be... Sometimes they'll be like, no, we're here for the girls. And that's totally great, you know? But, like, it didn't count. It didn't count, because they're like unattainable little bubble there. I'm planning on that. Let's look at life with all the things in the future. There's a future? Shit. Ow. Sorry, I am feeling significant pain right now. Oh, it's gone. Nope. Better. More guys and girls at clubs. Girls used to be able to get in for free in the past. Now, clubs push for VIP seating area and bottle service. What a pain in the ass. Fuck that. I don't know. I would feel self-conscious too. Well, actually, maybe give me enough alcohol and I won't feel self-conscious anymore. I think it's really shitty to like... I remember this one clip that went viral a couple years ago. Do you guys remember it? In the clip, it was just a guy that was like... he was kind of like a middle-aged guy, maybe? Or maybe he was like late 20s or early 30s or something. And he wasn't what you would, like the typical appearance of someone you would imagine going to a club, and he was dancing a lot, right? And then some people laughed at him nearby and he just deflated. That's so mean. Like, he's just living his life. He's just enjoying himself, and then he got made fun of on the internet. I felt so bad for him. Just let people live their lives, you know? I will say though, fuck that elephant from Sing. What made me bring this up? That fucking elephant from Sing. Why you gotta sing happy birthday like that? Why do you have to sing happy birthday like that? Why are you doing runs in happy birthday? Hello? That pissed me off. Have you guys not seen that scene? What? There's no way. Oh my god. There's no way. Oh yeah, let me find this. It was nice. Mostly just chilled, to be honest. Helped my dad with some projects for his reunion. I got to see people I haven't seen in a decade. It was nice seeing them. I think I saw like your stat or something, or like you mentioned that you got to see like a bunch of old friends. Didn't you say there was like a reunion too? Oh, it was his? Wait, was it his high school reunion? I thought it was yours. What? You guys haven't seen this scene? Oh my god. Don't worry. I will show you. So, no, it wasn't Sing 2. I'm pretty sure it was the first Sing. When you search up Sing elephant, the first thing that comes up is elephant, happy birthday, blah blah blah. Oh no. Okay, let me show you. It pisses me off every single time. Every single time I watch it, it pisses me off. Why? Because I'm a hater. This is like justifiable hating, okay? I hate posters with a passion, but they can have that elephant. You speaking truths. Oh, he had his around the same time. I'm glad that you got to catch up with them. Okay, I don't know that, bro. If I saw that happen IRL, I'd be cringing. I did find the scene with her singing happy birthday better than everyone kind of cringe. It's not, okay, it's not that she's singing happy birthday better than everyone. It's that she's singing happy birthday fancy. Everyone knows you don't try when you sing happy birthday. Unless you're an idol who's doing a fan meet, okay? You don't try when you sing happy birthday. No matter how good of a singer you are, you sing happy birthday to you. It doesn't matter. Those are the rules, okay? You know what song is a huge banger during the Clarity area? Zero Love. Oh yes! I love that song. Did you like a lot of Lights, Skizzer? I feel like you would like Lights. Actually, I feel like I've talked about this with you before. Do we? Be like that one guy from Troll to go on a period of like sing Kill My Grandma. That's a thing? What? I don't think I've ever watched Troll actually. Understand a little bit. I think it's because it took the focus from off the group celebrating birthday prayers and honors. Oh, that's a thing. It's like pick me behavior. I hate attention seeking behavior. I'm a very low-key person. So I will say sometimes I catch myself being a hater and I'm like, stop it, Amaya. They're not doing anything. You're just being an asshole. You know? Who are we talking about? We're talking about that fucking elephant from Sing. It's funny because you go to the comments too, and the comments are so angry. Like every single time, the comments. Okay, let's go through the comments together, guys. You weren't supposed to hear that. Oh my god. The fact that a whole generation canceled non-existent elephant for singing happy birthday needs to be studied. This is the reason why singing killed my grandma. Bruh, she's so like, oh my god, it's so embarrassed. She totally knew what she was doing and put on the act like what combo. It's because people don't like fake things. They like fake things, but they also don't like fake things. You know what I mean? Sorry guys, my singing side came out. Hopefully you never saw. I'm terrible anyways. No, because literally, she's like, I'm so shy, and that's her only personality trait. But then she acts like this. Okay, to clarify, she's a sweet, sweet elephant. Okay. There's nothing wrong with her as a person, but this, it rubbed me the wrong way because I'm an asshole. Of course, you know, don't hate on people, right? But I'm not gonna lie, it did kind of piss me off. It did. Ever see her do a flash mob? Not in real life, and I've never done a flash mob, but I saw this amazing flash mob on TikTok where I think they're doing like a Michael Jackson song, and they timed it with the crosswalk, and it wasn't intrusive for anyone, right? They just timed it with the crosswalk, and they did it in perfect time, so it didn't intrude on like anyone's like time to cross or with traffic. It was really cool. Let me see if I can find it. Crosswalk flash mob. Michael Jackson? What? Let me try TikTok. I hate when I find a video on TikTok or like a series and then it's gone forever. That happened to me. There was this person that used to do these funny Photoshop edits of Twilight, and I love them. Anyways, they're gone forever. I never see. Why am I seeing a dog drooling at a pizza in the microwave? Oh, let's see. Actually, this song was like from, I think this was like early 2010s, mid maybe. The song I'm listening to right now. Okay, flash mob, Michael Jackson. You know what I think of too? Whenever I think of a flash mob, I think of Long Long Man. Happy birthday is meant to be sang off key and completely out of time. Any deviations will be punished. Exactly. I think as long as they're not being an overt asshole to people, you can mentally hate, but I don't think it's healthy to be mentally a hater all the time, you know? I think it's important to be aware of why you are being bitter and bitchy about things, you know? This is so cute though, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of people dancing in public because unless it's like a designated space for them to do so and they've gotten permission, right? Because I feel like it's intrusive to other people. Because that's just like my opinion, right? Step Up movies, I did watch those. Yo, why is this holy shit. Oh man, it was a really good video. Oh, wait. Oh my god, this is so cute, actually. Here, I'll send you the aerial view, because I feel like it's easier to register. You know? And then, over here, too. Over here. I thought it was so wholesome that people were doing that. It's okay to be angry, it's okay to be resentful of things that happen, it's okay to dislike someone, but wallowing and hating someone really only ruins your own mental. I concur. I think too, it's like, is it fun for you? You know? I don't think it's fun. I'm like, personally, I don't like to feel jealous or angry or hateful or I guess like cringe about things for the most part, you know? Like some people just have a stick up their ass, and it's important for you to realize when you are being that person. I think dancing is so cool. And, you know, I admire people who dance, but I really don't like dancing in public. Call me an old man, right? But I'm not a fan. I find it kind of intrusive for other people, personally. So I'm not a huge... I think it depends on how you're doing it, obviously, right? Not every single time it's going to be intrusive. But like... how do I put this? I think sometimes people get entitled when they're doing something in a public space, and that's what pisses me off, you know? Like, if you're filming in public for your content or whatever, and you're being obnoxious, fuck you. Big fuck you. Like, that's a public space, dude. And personally, I would not want to be captured on camera in any capacity, you know? It doesn't matter if I'm in the background or something. So I'm not a huge fan, you know? Obviously, like, there are like limitations and stuff, and I'm not saying you can't film in public, right? But like, I do think that like you should be respectful. I think that's part of why I feel a little conflicted about public live streaming, because on one hand, I think that there's a lot of merit to public live streaming, actually. And I think it's a fascinating I guess genre of streaming, you know, because I feel like it explores a lot more authentic connections in some capacities. Obviously there's going to be stage things and whatever, right? But I do find them to be very interesting. But I also think, man, I would hate it if I was I guess like accidentally captured on film. But at the same time, it's not that big of a deal too, you know? That's because I'm self-conscious. People need to be more respectful in general. Am I sad? Give me a couple hours. Also, I need to go to the washroom, baby. My stomach hurt a lot. I guess I didn't fix it for the other one. Oopsie daisy. Anyways, it appears I'm being summoned, so I'll have to dip. My dog came up to me while I was on the toilet, and she was like, "Mother, you must go out." So I need to go walk my dog. Sorry, you just got here, Toji, but I got a dip. Shoot. Oh my god. Ah! She just looked at me. But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't stream for a while. To be honest, I don't think my health will get any better anytime soon. But I'm trying to work on it. I couldn't, Aww,
Someone trusted you with money? Well, at least you made the right choice to give it to me. It's not
Thank
me!
you for
It's
your
not me!
M and
It's fucking
Gs.
stupid! Sorry,
You were
I
as
just
sweet
realized
as
that
you
the text
always
issue
are
was
during
not my
them.
fault.
I know you worry about them, but you did great, and
I'm
I
not
hope you
crazy.
enjoyed them
Thank
as
you so
much as
Bob.
we did,
You were super
Tilda.
sweet too. On it, I will be sappy for a moment. This is my one moment of sappiness because I despise mush. I get extremely uncomfortable with mush. But anyways, I have been having a lot of thoughts recently. I guess thinking about like the future and what makes me happy and what I want to do and stuff like that. And a lot of you guys said things at like my meet and greet, my meet and greets that really reminded me of what I love about streaming. So genuinely thank you for that. It was very, very sweet. It hits home for me, honestly. I guess like having people say it in person, because it's like that's a lot of effort you went through, you know? But like, I guess it kind of, obviously people say things, right? But it doesn't, anyone can just say something online. That's kind of like how I feel about it realistically. It's not that I don't appreciate it in any capacity, but I have trouble absorbing people's emotions towards me that aren't negative. You know, I can't, it's like I can't internalize it. It's like oil and water. Yeah, and I hope that, honestly, I really hope that you guys all had a fantastic time at Offkai. Offkai is one of the cons that I like the most because I don't have to explain every single time what a VTuber is, right? I don't have to worry so much about it. I don't have to feel so self-conscious. And to be honest, like, Offkai is like one of the cons where I don't have to worry, like, hey, are people gonna come to see me, you know? It's not as anxiety inducing. But thank you so much for everyone who took the time to drop by and like talk to me. And I guess I hesitate to say this. I guess you have to understand that it's very difficult for me to acknowledge straight up that I guess like I genuinely mean something to people. It's not something I'm used to doing, but I guess thank you for letting me know how much I mean to you. I don't really realize it, to be honest. A lot of the time, I think, well, I could peace out. It'd be fine. I think people don't understand too that I think realistically, a lot of the time streamers are more replaceable than viewers. At least that's my opinion, you know? Like, it's hard to explain the dynamic, I suppose. It's like I struggle to come up with the right words to illustrate my point. To me, I feel like it's a lot easier to just find another streamer and then like that's that. I think that this is something that's like I don't know if this is something that I find selective to me, where this is like a you rules for thee but not for me type thing, you know what I mean? But I guess I think it doesn't help too that like how do I put this? Sometimes you have a lot of very complicated feelings as a streamer towards your community, especially if you're close with your community. And it's like a deadly combination when you're also a people pleaser like I am. I'm very much a people pleaser, believe it or not, right? And here's an example. For the longest time, I wouldn't stream certain things because I didn't think you guys would enjoy it, you know? And like, okay, you could be like, oh, like it's like a metrics thing. I'm not gonna say that's not part of it, right? But I'm like, oh, if I stream this would have content that is upsetting for this viewer, or this viewer would be uncomfortable with it. Like, I feel very... Sometimes I'm always considering other people, and to an extent, it's how do I put this? It can be a little draining, you know? And I think that going forward, something that I would like to work on personally is not worrying so much about what people think, because I'm not gonna lie, I spent my entire life pleasing people. I'm tired of doing it. I would like to... I'm not saying I'm going to be completely callous or anything, right? But I do think I need to put myself first more, you know? And make more choices for me that maybe don't make everyone happy, you know? And I'll be totally honest with you too, because I've seen this happen to other people, and it happened to me, actually. There are certain things I tried in my content, right, that I felt like I was punished for. You know what I mean? People, like, I've noticed this with smaller streamers. People want you to succeed, but then the second you do something that they are not a huge fan of to succeed, and it's not even something that's like bad, right? It's not even something that's like controversial. It's just not the specific thing that they want and expect from you, right? They leave. And it's like, you don't want that person to succeed. You want them to succeed on your terms. But then you'll get upset with them, and then you won't I guess like you won't do things to support them, and then you wonder why it doesn't work out. I think that people do this in their relationships too, and I think that streamers do this to their chat. Like, I think that this is something that everyone does, but it's like there are certain catches that you'll encounter where you're like, well, shit, what do I do now? Sorry, I'm kind of like vague posing right now, but anyways, my point is, I would like to stop caring so much about what other people think and who will like what and whether or not someone will be okay with something, because I don't have the energy. I really don't. I'm too old now. I'm too old to just constantly care. And to be honest, I think I had this realization recently. When I was younger, I went to my on life to escape. And now I go to my real life to escape my online life. You know, this isn't to say that online life isn't real, right? But you get what I mean, right? Hey Waverly, are you home now? You could find other streamers, you could never find another Amaya. You're not just a channel on TV, you're a good morning, good evening, random things remind me of you, you're replaceable for us. Oh, that's so sweet, thank you, Cyril. I think... I don't know. It's fun meeting you. It was my first time at one of them, so I didn't really know what to say. That's totally okay. No, I'm glad that you had fun. It's noisy, but I like saying thank you when people do mean greets and didn't want to interrupt the flow of other conversations. Your thingy was so heckin' cute! I love that so much! Your little screen thingy. I love that. I had to go straight from the airport to work on Monday. Ugh! Ugh. Disgusting. Sorry for your loss, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that doesn't make me an asshole. And I think I just need to accept that I can't please everyone. And I think that if I do things for myself, it's natural that some people won't want to be a part of that journal. You know? And it is what it is. And I think that I struggle to accept that, but it's something I would like to accept in the future, you know? I think I can be an asshole, but I hope that this doesn't make me be an asshole, you know? No, thank you for coming by. I'm glad that you got home safe, Waverly. It'd be tough to change habits that are deeply ingrained in the person, yet one should try to think about whether they're truly habits they want to keep. I agree. It's important to reevaluate yourself and your life and who you are, right? And whether or not who you are right now is the person you want to be. And if not, what would you change about yourself and why? Are you changing yourself for the right reasons? What is even a right reason? You know? My therapist was like, I mean, have you considered that maybe you don't need to change anything? And I was like, I thought that way about myself, but something keeps nagging at me. I can't place the feeling. I think it's because part of me knows that there's more, you know? Like, I don't really know what happiness is, but I know it isn't this, and I think part of me deep down knows it's, like, possible, you know? I've never really understood being in denial about certain things, because every time I was in denial about something, I was self-aware about my denial, you know? Like, I would purposely push those thoughts aside, and I would understand that I was purposely pushing them aside. However, with this, I feel like this is something that is akin to actually being in denial, or at least, like, a similar concept, you know? Where it's like, wow, that really is so deep down in me that, like, I can only see a little part of it. I can't make out the rest of the image, you know? That makes sense?
Everyone makes mistakes, don't worry. For example, your mom made you.
I think you being self-aware shows maturity, and we all accept you for how you are. You showing consideration is commendable. We want to support you how we can. Your thoughts and dreams matter.
When I was younger, it was something I really had to work to develop this skill. And it's sometimes a double-edged sword, you know? But just make sure that you're always trying to be the person that you want to be, you know? You don't have to try every single day at every single hour. But I do think that you should often at least reflect, you know? But anyways, I'm going to try to stop caring as much what other people think, because it's fucking tiring and I'm so tired. It's not that I don't care, right? The problem is I care too much. And not to, like, make myself sound like a saint or anything, I'm not. But, like, it's just, like, realistically, it's exhausting to live your life constantly for other people. Never do it. Your life is your own, and you choose what you want to do with it. Okay? That is my reminder to you today. Your life is your own to live. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, the one person that will always be by your side is you. So just bear that in mind. My therapist was working on what I wanted to change about myself and what I could accept myself with and grow to be happy with. it's really hard because when you don't feel anything in general, you don't have motivation. When you don't have motivation, nothing feels wrong. You just get complacent. You know? But yeah. Anyways, let me say thank you and then I'm gonna go walk my dog. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's why I didn't move my monitor over. I've been having back issues lately, so I moved my monitor over so I could properly type without being squished to one side. But when I explained to— oh god, I got flashbanged. Well, welcome boat fucker. I hope that you enjoy being a poison taster. Let's see, Doredana. I think I'm just gonna stop caring. Stop caring about everything. Too tiring to care about everything, you know? But thank you very much, Lemon. Thank you, Hamas. Thank you, Spartan. Thank you, Selly. Thank you, Goku. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Waverly. Thank you, Mike Blair. Thank you, Puffy. Thank you, Nori. Thank you, Axine. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, me. Thank you, Aki. Thank you, Salt. Thank you, Soda. And thank you, Mac. I am going to go exercise. At least I can go to the gym again now. Because my I think my injury is mostly healed. It doesn't hurt as much as it did before. I still can't kneel down without pain, but it's solid, I think. Which honestly, this healed significantly. I think some healed wrong, but overall, it healed a lot better than I expected. So, anyways, good night. Later, chat. Oh shit, I wonder if the chat's gonna break here too. It's gonna show. It might show it. Oh shit, it did. Get paid for what you love, guys. Fuck. I'll have to fix this. That's future me's problem. Anyways, good night. Stay safe.